Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. So, yeah, I know it's early. Here's the deal. Tonight, I've got Ramapo-Bergen Animal Refuge's annual Tricky Tray event. Plus, I've got meetings and calls today that I got to do. So, wanted to get the videos out of the way first thing in the morning. By the way, a special shout out to my friends at Merrick. This hat is from Adopt-A-Palooza Spring. It's canines for warriors, as you can see. It's part of Merrick's platform of giving back and things like that. Great brand. They've sponsored Adopt-A-Palooza a lot. I believe over the last 8 years, they've sponsored every single one. So thanks to people like Daniela at Merrick. Thank you for everything that you do for our forever friends. So yesterday, I talked about walking your dog and Wag and Rover and those kinds of things. And I got a lot of messages from people asking me questions about specific things. So I'm going to answer a couple of those questions today, and then we'll get into some other things. So first up, our friend Tara, who is a Rock and Rollhead roadie, she had asked me, do I say something or mind my own business when I see a walker walking a dog that isn't doing the right thing? So in this instance, what's happened is she's witnessed a dog walker smoking a weed pen and basically being absorbed by his phone instead of his charge, meaning the dog. So Tara, here's my advice. It's always important for a dog owner to know when they're not around what's going on with their dog. Again, it's no different than a child. So if our dog walker was doing what you're describing, yeah, I would hope somebody would say something to me. Now, in your note, I noticed that you said you don't really know the person all that well. That's okay. It's everyone's responsibility to help where they can when it comes to our forever friends. So my advice to you, approach the person very carefully and say, listen, I know you don't know me that well, but I witnessed your dog walker doing boom, boom, boom. That way, it disarms the situation going right into it, and you can explain from a dog owner's perspective why you're getting involved. Now, Tara also noted that one last thing, the time we take our dogs out is the only time they get out. So in my opinion, people shouldn't be on their phones. They should focus on their dogs and what's going on around them. You know, at the end of the day, guys, dogs, especially in urban environments like New York, dogs spend a lot of time alone. And yeah, they sleep most of that time because, frankly, they sleep a lot, especially as they get older. But at the end of the day, you need to spend as much time with that dog as you can. And I don't mean sitting there on your phone with them sitting right next to you. I mean interacting with them, playing with them, those kinds of things. How would you feel if you were alone that much during the day? Okay, so, again, not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm just trying to give you the best advice I can. Now, speaking of which, another person wrote in asking me about scratching on the street when they're walking. So that all depends. I ran into this yesterday with somebody who lives in our building who has a new puppy. And I had noticed a few times that this dog had been scratching a lot. So I asked the owner, I said, hey, have you had that checked out? And he said to me that it was because of the harness. Well, unfortunately, it's not because of the harness. The dog was doing what we call stress scratching. So that means that if they feel uncomfortable, if they are bored, if they, there are certain reasons why dogs stress scratch. It happens at home or on the street if they're very concerned about what's going on around them with a regular basis. Now, here's the other thing. If your dog is scratching a lot, you need to go to your vet and ask them to do an allergy test. Especially when you get into how many dogs are overbred now, what's going on in terms of puppy mills, those kinds of things. It's created a rise in health issues respective of canines. So just bear that in mind. Now, it's safe to give your dog Benadryl if you know it's allergies. But please don't do that until you speak to a vet. The worst thing you can do is medicate your dog without actually knowing what's going on. All right? So please, I know it's a lot of money. I know it's a pain in the ass. Take the dog to the vet if they're experiencing a lot of scratching. All right? With Snickers, our 10-year-old, she has severe allergies, and they come up all the time. So our vet, Stephanie Liff at Pure Paws, is a total rock star. She had suggested Cytopoint to us, and you know what? Oh my God, it's like a whole other dog. Every month when she gets her, every 6 weeks when she gets her allergy shot, holy cow, it's like a completely different dog. So by all means, please go to your vet and ask for their best advice when it comes to that specific issue, because the worst thing you can do, again, is medicate your pet without really knowing what's going on. It's not like you or I, and, we know that, it's allergy season, those kinds of things, and we take Benadryl or whatever it is. With them, they can't really tell us, so it's not fair to do that to them. You really do need to get to a vet. So another thing along the lines of what's going on tonight with Arbari, and then I'm going to cut out for the day, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. So Ramapo-Bergen Animal Refuge, great organization, beautiful facility, incredible people. They also have, on top of the Tricky Tray tonight, I'm going to be emceeing their Pitbulls and Pumpkins event on October 20th. That's going to be at their facility. There's a lot of fun things that are happening at this event. It is so cute. And the people who show up with their dogs in costumes and stuff like that, it is just adorable. So if you're in New York or Connecticut or New Jersey, you're looking for a day trip to spend with, whether it's your spouse, your significant other, and your dog, then by all means, please come to this event. As long as dogs are on leashes, we're okay. So any dog can come. They do have face painting and pumpkin painting and things like that. I'm going to keep people rocking and adopting all day long. It's going to be a lot of fun, but make sure, make sure that you follow our advice with respect to adoption. If you don't have a dog and you're going to this event to adopt a dog, that's fantastic and you're Pawsome and we love you. But make sure you check on the things that we had advised in the episode on Monday as to what to do before you adopt. You want to make sure that you've covered your lease, you've covered your insurance if you own a home. You also want to make sure that all of the members of your household or family are on board with you getting a canine. So that's my rant for the day in terms of adoption, in terms of training, all of those things. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you want me to just answer a question, please email rockandrawhide@gmail.com. Stay pawsome, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.